Welcome back to bazookatraining.com. Today's episode is powered by Perfect Sports Nutrition. It's all about defending bare knuckle punches, whether you're wanting to be a bare knuckle fighter or you're defending punches on a street fight. So a little bit more of an unorthodox topic today. We're talking about bare knuckle. I mean, a lot of times we don't want to talk about street fights because with martial arts, it's not something we promote. The idea is if you're a martial artist, you should be able to have enough control to be able to evade the situation, right? But a lot of times you might be forced into something, or you're competing for the bare knuckle fighting, or you have to just get used to the knuckle punches. So let's break them down a little bit. So in my philosophy and understanding with small gloves, MMA gloves, kickboxing gloves, and bare knuckle, it's understanding the range as number one, okay? So whether you're in the big or bare knuckle, you have to be able to understand the distance. If you don't want to get hit and the punch comes, move, right? That's the number one thing you want to be able to do is move your feet, all right? Now, moving your feet might be enough to evade the punch, right? But sometimes you might be backed up or the scenario, and it's time to be able to get into the fight. So first thing you want to do is you got to understand what punches usually happen. Now, if you're going to move your feet, it doesn't really matter. You're safe either way. You're backing up. And usually, too, when you back up, too, you shouldn't back up square like this because if they crash you, a lot of times it's better to stay square, right? Not stay square and stay bladed. If I stay square, I'm a bigger target, and I'm going to stay sideways. Most likely, unless you're going to meet me on the street, you're not going to eat a low kick in the street fight, right? So if you're going to be safe in any aspect and you don't know someone, don't stay here. Narrow that center line, stay bladed, do not stay square, okay? So first things first, bladed stance and sideways, okay, and evading first. So the punch comes right away, wild, evade and sideways, all right? Now, if you can't evade the shot, this is where we have to start using our hands. Now, the beautiful thing about bare knuckle defense is I got my open fingers too. So if I have an opportunity to grab, that is my best situation. Now, if someone is really big and really strong, hopefully movement is the number one, right? There's no weight classes on the street. So what's going to happen now is if they are big and strong, right, I have to just make sure I'm safe for the punch, but I might not necessarily want to grapple at this time, okay? So first things first, if the big bomb comes, that's most likely the shot. If someone's coming at you and they do a clean jab and there's head movement, then we got bigger problems, right? That's when we'll start using more fight defense and tactics. But reality is, if the fight comes, you're not going to really understand and what to do. You don't know their skills, but the big rear hand bomb's most likely the one coming. So the first thing you need to do is this, okay? Hand away from head. Right? We all think we're technical, but I can't block a bare knuckle this way. The punch is going to go right through my guard. It's still going to hit me. I don't know how good this person is. Safest way first, the big bomb here, I defend here, okay? I'm safe here. Even if this one comes after here, I'm safe here. I've defended those punches. Now, I could knee here. We talk about old school self-defense, strike to the nuts. I can go knee hit, right? There's so many strike options, but the safety first is block that punch. One here and one here. My chin's tucked and I block both punches, okay? Now, a lot of times, okay, I go here. I like to stay more to the bicep. If I stay here too much, it's easy for him to kind of move his hands and get away and still kind of strike and grab. So the safest way here, boom, boom, I'm going to stay on the biceps. So he's going to still try to grab me, maybe wrestle. If I stay here on the biceps, at least I can keep them away as best as possible. And I still can't get hit. Maybe from here, now I can create my space and get out. All right? So using that bicep control, very important. Now, say they're half decent, right? And they start launching out the punches, all right? This is when you have to use the idea of a parry. So the jab comes, boom, boom, cross. See, I'm hitting this way. I'm moving my head back, and I'm defending using a parry. So if Matt even goes 1, 2, bomb, bomb, right? 1, 2, bomb, bomb, I'm here. So I'm not blocking with a high guard shell. It's my hands defending the punches, okay? Now, Say there's a little bit more tactics now, right? Say you have to stay inside a little bit. You can't run. You can't evade. They're still big and strong. Now, the idea for me is I'm going to grab. So say Matt even keeps his hands or there's an opportunity, I need to grab the wrist. If I can grab the wrist, they're going to try to fight and break them off, right? As soon as he breaks them off, I'm going to go right to that bicep control right away. If he, that's the thing. If he breaks out, again, I'm going to try to move a little bit and then kind of watch here and stay. You would think running sometimes, but grabbing the wrist and having your bicep control is going to be the safest way. Now again, street fights, the headbutts, but even if I hold his arms back, it's hard for him to get close to me, right? Again, you can think about breaking grips, but defend the punch is the priority of this video. So using the parry and then using the bicep control to come in and close down, grabbing the wrist is all very important. Now, a lot of times you'll see if I'm the bigger, stronger one, and this is when you see the bare knuckle fights a lot of times, you'll get, once you're inside, there's a little bit of a wrestle, you get a lot of the collar tie. Okay? With the collar tie, why I like it is if I can get my hand on the top of the crown, it bends their posture a bit. And then what are they going to be doing? They can't really punch from this compromised position. Even if they try to throw something, right? I'm safe here. I can bicep control and collar tie here, okay? And at this point, he's in a compromised position, all right? So that's the main idea that you need to understand. Whether it's for self-defense or whether it's in a bare knuckle fighting, footwork is your priority, okay? Number two, it's parrying safely the straight punches. Big hooks come, you have to kind of control the wrist into the biceps to prevent pressure and more coming in. If you can, grab the wrist, right? Grab the wrist. And if the wrist, they evade, as soon as they evade the wrist, a lot of times I'm gonna come in right here. Right? He had to go. See, he's trying to break it. As soon as he goes, he left his head right on the top of the crown. I put his head down. Now I'm going to either hold his head here or even control this hand to evade the punches. Right? So regardless of what strikes you use, there's millions. We got knees here. We got elbows. That's martial arts, right? This is just your safety from defending the big punches, okay? Now, once you get better, I mean, obviously you can counter, and those who are on the street are less trained than a lot of us. So the main thing in understanding for me is just be safe. Now, why I like this video, and I'm not going to get into big details of no strikes and all those different types of strikes, because if you can control your opponent enough to survive and be safe and not overly harm them, that is the priority, okay? Now, the last point I want to make with bare knuckle fighting, it's a lot of times with bare knuckles, it's very scary to want to throw a bare knuckle fist, even with adrenaline, right? You know one bad hit a forehead, you're going to hurt your hand. So in reality, when someone understands it, the bare knuckle a little bit, they might not throw as hard as they would in a big glove. So you just have to be prepared and just watch the hands, right? Now, controlling, grappling, grabbing is all your safest bet, right? So just remember that. The small glove doesn't have to be so scary, right? The bare knuckle, same thing. Now, when it comes to bare knuckle, it's almost similar to like an MMA style of defense. The little bit of protection at the end of the day just protects the striker's hands from breaking a little bit. So finding the target, finding the control is all similar fighting. So study a little bit more of MMA style defense if this is something that interests you. But at the end of the day, martial arts was created for self-defense. If you've studied in martial arts, yes, it's all sports and competition, but in reality, we all have to be able to defend ourselves. The world's getting crazy. We don't know what's happening, so it's just another important skill to have to your resume. All right, hope you enjoyed this different type of episode today, and make sure you support the channel. Sponsors, we have Perfect Sports Nutrition. Use code Bazooka20 for 20% off. We have Hayabusa by going to hayabusaffight.com. And we have bazookatraining.com. For only $9.99 a month, you get full curriculum from me here at Bazooka Kickboxing. We have home drills, right? No equipment needed. Bag work, so you can learn all this curriculum just on a bag. Sparring drills and tutorials, all right? Every week, $9.99, 4 videos, all right? And we keep adding new different types of concepts as well, so jump on now and stay ahead of the curve. All right, we'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, one, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's gonna give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're gonna be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.